Hi, this is Peter Salas again with another screencast showing you another cool new feature in BlogBridge. I'm going to show you something called reading lists, which I've written about in the blog and spoken about, but I haven't actually done a demo of it, so I thought I would give you a quick demo. This is the familiar BlogBridge screen as you know it. Here we have the 4 feeds that I'm looking at. They are the feeds that I love, and as I click on here I see obviously the contents of each feed. Now in this case I'm following 4 feeds. I found them somewhere on the web, I don't know how. But let's say I was interested in a topic that I didn't really know where to look for the feeds. Well, what do? Well, I could use a reading list to help me with that. For instance, there's a cool new website called Top 10 Sources, and you might have seen. What they've done is they've collected all kinds of topics, and for each one they found the most interesting feeds and items on them. So I could use this, for instance, as a source of my reading lists. They don't really talk about this on their site, but in fact it's a very nice way to use this site with BlogBridge. So let's say, for example, that I'm interested in celebrity couples. So I'll take a look at their page for celebrity couples, and I see here, well, they've got a lot of information. They have articles and items and so on. So if you want to read it here, that's okay. But let's say you wanted to see it in your aggregator. Well, what you could do is take a look at this OPML icon here. That is actually the link to their reading list, because reading lists are OPML. So if I take this and I copy this link and I go to BlogBridge now, I could create a new feed, rather a new guide for celebs, and I would supply this as a reading list. So what I'm putting on here is the reading list provided by Top 10 Sources, what they consider to be the best feeds to look at if you're interested in celebrity couples, if you're interested in that kind of thing. So there it is. It's been added to this guide, and as soon as I add it, bam, you see here are all the feeds that are picked out by Top 10 Sources, this site, but now it's directly in your aggregator. So you can read them and follow them right along with everything else. You can apply smart feeds to pull out information of interest. You can slice it and dice it. You can sort it. You can star rate it. You can do the whole gamut of things you can do within BlogBridge. One consistent interface for everything. But that's not the most important point. The most important point is that if and when Top 10 Sources or whoever is supplying you your OPML decides to add a feed to the list, to the reading list, or to remove one, you don't have to do anything, because BlogBridge automatically, because this is a reading list, it will automatically add and delete the feeds from this list. So you will always have the up-to-date list of feeds on this particular topic, or any of hundreds and hundreds of other topics you could find on Top 10 Sources, on Technorati, on Feedster, on all kinds of sites. Many people are publishing reading lists, and BlogBridge is a very nice way to use them. Now let me show you a couple more things. Once you've created this reading list, you actually have some very nice control over how it works. Here we have the BlogBridge preferences page, and if I go to reading list, you see that I can control how often we check, that is BlogBridge checks to see whether any feeds have been added or removed from a reading list. And if something has changed, if Top 10 Sources has added or deleted something, well, BlogBridge can just silently change the feeds that you're seeing in BlogBridge, or it can tell you what's going on, or it actually asks you, because you might be very fond of a certain feed, and even though Top 10 Sources says that, you know, the Gawker feed is no longer one of their favorites, well, that's no problem. You can say you want to keep it. And notice here is a little antenna icon on each feed. That's just telling you that this particular feed comes from a reading list. So for instance, if I take this and I drag and drop it over to this feeds that I love, over here, here it is, Celebrity Couples Online, but you can see from this antenna that actually it's coming from a reading list on another guide. That's very powerful. Now what I've shown you here is how to use BlogBridge to follow or to subscribe to a reading list. Equally interesting is if you wanted to create a reading list for other people to look at, and we can provide you that capability in a very soon to be released version of BlogBridge, hopefully within the next 2 to 4 weeks. You will be able to create and manage a reading list from within BlogBridge that other people will be able to subscribe to. So please stick with us and you'll see some interesting things coming. Thanks a lot. Until next time.